Thank you guys for joining me. And I want to just really tell you the importance of this call today, because this particular subject affects everything from your mood to your weight to lowering your risk of heart disease, stroke, even Alzheimer. I mean, it's serious. And of course, diabetes. And it's a subject we don't think about a lot. We just go, oh, well, I just had a little sugar or I had a little, and we don't take it really seriously. And the thing is, we can make small little changes, just really interesting little things that we can do that will affect it. And so I want to just ask you, just with a show of hands, how many people here have ever been on a diet before?
Oh, I have.
Which time?
Okay. Next question. So that was 10 out of 10, everybody. Okay. How many people, and Cynthia's the only one I know is going to put up her hand, but how many people here have ever taken their blood sugar, monitored their blood sugar with an actual glucose monitor device? Or Perky? Yeah, I knew nobody else. But we know every diet in the world. We know every calorie. We know points. We know. And guess what? Forget the calories. Forget the points. Yes, you heard me right. Because what I'm going to talk to you today about is micronutrients. And when you do this, you lower your blood sugar. So we've all weighed ourselves, we've measured ourselves, but we haven't taken our blood sugar. And I'm going to give you signs that your blood sugar is at a whack, wonk, whatever. But to be honest with you, by the time these signs happen, there's already damage that's been done. Here's the good news. You can reverse it. You can reverse it within 2 to 3 weeks. So that's pretty quick if you think about all the years that, you've been maybe ignoring the condition. So let's jump right in and talk about what is blood sugar anyways. So I'm going to ask you, Bev, if you'd be so kind to read the top paragraph there.
I don't have my stuff.
Oh.
I've just got my one phone and I can't move it.
Because you can't print it. Oh, don't worry. Cynthia, who is
that this part here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Read those too, if you don't mind.
Okay. What is blood sugar anyway? The term sugar in blood sugar doesn't refer to actual sugar. Rather,
take your time. Take your time.
Rather, biologically, our bodies function on sugar, also known as glucose. If you think of the body like a car, glucose acts like gas for our gas tanks, giving us the energy for our day. Blood sugar is the sugar the bloodstream carries to all cells in the body to supply us with energy, and this comes from the food we eat. Different types of foods, specifically carbohydrates, contain natural sugars that will break down into glucose, then enter our bloodstream, becoming blood sugar to serve as a source of energy.
Perfect. Perfect. So why does it matter? So we understand what it is now. When you eat a meal, the sugars in the foods you eat raise the level of sugar in your blood. You only need a certain amount of sugar in the bloodstream at one given time. Your body will regulate the level of blood sugar by storing excess in the cells for a later time. But when you continuously, this is not on the thing here, but when you continuously are eating a lot of carbs, what's happening is it's going like this, and the insulin cannot stay up with it. So then what happens is we get diabetes, or you'll get pre-diabetics. And something like in the mid 80s of people have it, and they don't even know it. So your healthcare person may say, well, we'll just watch it. Well, no, what we need to do is the action plan here, okay, so that we get it balanced. We don't watch it grow and grow. Like, remember I was telling you guys a couple of weeks ago, my hairdresser who came in and the liver was just a little bit of fatty liver. We'll just watch it. Next, in a year's time, she came, fatty liver. So we can watch it by ignoring it, or we can watch it come down. Okay. So in a balanced state, your blood sugar is automatically regulated. You eat some carbs, and insulin, the hormone that manages the blood sugar, lowers blood sugar levels. Insulin is essentially the traffic controller. I kind of thought that was a real, okay, stop, come, stop, but once you freaked with it too much, he's having a cigarette saying, you know what, you're on your own, lady. Okay. Just, he's given up on you. So it's the master who will control things if you give it the right message. And so insulin is essentially the traffic controller of the sugars in your bloodstream. When blood sugar is well balanced, you have stable energy, you feel happy, you're productive, and you have great sleep. So most people have problem with their sleeps. They can get stressed. They may have a short fuse. These kind of things have to do with blood sugar. So it's so important that we keep our blood sugar balanced. So what happens when your blood sugar's not balanced? So here's some of the signs. Many people, and by the way, it's not just chubby people, okay? This is a although most people have a weight problem, yeah, they have a blood sugar problem. But I've met many people who are slender, and I'm not saying this isn't healthy, but let me just, how many people here, because listen, you gotta acknowledge it in order to see what a remedy might be. Around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you just take a dip, and that's when you'd love to take a nap, or you do. You just kind of, anybody nappers, or that 3 to 4, okay?
It's off and on.
Off and on, okay. How about you, Beth?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I used to. I like it, but I don't.
Okay. So one of the signs is number one, feeling lethargic, tired, or sluggish. Okay, they call it the 3 o'clock dip or the 4 o'clock dip. And when I was overweight, that's when I would start to, I would start to eat the rice cakes. I would start to eat the pretzels.
Yeah.
Hey, they're low fat. Okay, And, anything in a package is crap. Okay, if it has a barcode on it, it's garbage. And I am telling you, there are so many fat-free foods that are causing your blood sugar to go crazy. It's crazy. Okay. So that's those three: feeling lethargic, tired, or sluggish. Brain fog. You go in the room and you go, what did I come in here for?
Yeah.
Jules, I got a smile on you. Okay. Amen. I knew this was you. I've worked with Jules for I don't know how many years, okay? Like since God made little green apples. And I'll even see her stop, like, just say, hello, is anybody there? So that's a sign. The blood sugar's taken a bit of a dip, okay?
What was those blanks? What was that? Sorry. What were the blanks on that?
Brain fog.
Thank you.
2. Yeah, brain fog.
I was having brain fog.
My dad used to say to me and my brother, you guys are in a fog. And I'd go like this, and Frankie would go like this. Where are you? Where are you? And anyways, brain fog, it does affect the you're being on or not. Okay, here's one. Okay, this one is huge. Okay, this one is no joke. What it is low mood, anxiety, or depression. Low mood, anxiety, or depression. I mean, now teenagers are an all-time high for depression and anxiety. Everybody is anxious. They don't even know what they're anxious about, but they're anxious, and this has to do with your blood sugar. Isn't that interesting that we can change our mood and improve it? Hi, thanks for joining us. Lucia, you're connecting still to audio. I probably crucified your name. Hi there, thanks for joining us. How do you say your name? Can you put your mic on? Can't hear you. Oh, she's still connecting. I hate it when I wreck somebody's name. Oh, your mic was on, now it's off. Don't worry about it. We're just glad you joined us. But if you do get the mic, I apologize if I crucified your name. Lucia? Oh, yay. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. Okay. So we were just talking about the 7 signs of blood sugar. So I'm just going to recap real quick, okay? Feeling lethargic, tired, or sluggish, brain fog, low mood, anxiety, or depression. Here's one, irritability. So you just snap. You just kind of have a short fuse, as they say. Feeling hungry and craving unhealthy foods. Usually it's, like I was saying, candy or pretzels or, anything carbs. It's usually not, oh, I've just got a craving for broccoli. Oh, I cannot stop eating it. Okay. We usually are craving the carbs or the salty foods or the sugars. Okay. Feeling faint or shaky. Now, by the time that happens, your blood sugar is really bad. So I'm telling you all the signs that, we can all kind of relate to, at different times of the day. And last and far from least, and this is a kind of a surprise, forgetfulness. Like not just brain fog, but you just, somebody says, oh, I remember seeing you at da-da-da, and you're like, huh? I don't know your first name, but you fake it and you go, oh, you nut, so good to see you, right? And inside you're going, who is this person?
Who is that? I know.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you the best foods, but then we're going to even go further. Okay. Remember, I'm going to give you the 6 best tips, but here's the best foods to balance your blood sugar. Broccoli and broccoli sprouts. Now, I have talked about broccoli and broccoli sprouts. I mean, if you think about it, they are 100 times more concentrated. Sulfanic is the ingredient in broccoli. By the way, it's also in kale. And what happens is it reduces blood sugar. Now, here's the key, though. You have to cut the broccoli and let it sit out for at least an hour. So what I do, because if you just cut the broccoli, you wash it, you cut it, you throw it, in your pan or whatever, you're going to steam it, you're going to whatever you're going to do, okay? You do not create that chemical. So it has to sit for approximately an hour. Okay, so you could cut up your vegetables in the morning, or I do mine at least, twice a week and wash them all, cut them up, put them in a bag. They're all ready to go. Okay, so it's kind of like garlic. Garlic only needs 5 minutes, and onions, they need 5 to 10 minutes, but broccoli does need an hour. Everybody clear on that? Okay. So this is a plant chemical that's produced through an enzyme reaction when broccoli is chopped or chewed. So that's why if it sits there for an hour, then that enzyme is going to be activated. Broccoli sprouts, which I just made a batch last night, and I make them at least, I would say, every 2 weeks. And they're 100 times more concentrated than broccoli. So broccoli is great. Have you guys heard of broccoli rabi? Okay, well, it looks very tiny. It's very, you know how broccoli is nice and, you know, the stem is thick. This one's very thin. Well, broccoli sprouts are so easy to make, and they are a sprout. So they're 100 times more active. Eating cruciferous vegetables reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. And by the way, I am going to be talking about studies, and I may say a lot about type 2 diabetes, because if it works on them, it'll work on anyone, as they say. Okay. So what are other vegetables? Kale, like I had mentioned, spinach, and Swiss chard. Spinach is much more activated, though, when it's cooked with a bit of oil. Okay. It needs some olive oil, avocado oil, you know, the good oils. And for those of you who live in BC, especially in Vancouver area, Choices has organic red char and rainbow char on sale, 2 for $5 organic. That's why I am so looking forward to getting the Facebook thing going and the coffee chat, because I find the best sales. I'm going to show you real foods, okay, like brand names that you can get at your local grocery store that's going to be more active for you. And so that's why I'm really excited about the coffee chat, because it's going to be just that. Like, what would you tell your girlfriend? Oh, I just saw this great thing, you know? And that's why I want it to grow, you know? So if you have friends that are into health or wellness, then tell them about the Cathy's coffee chat, because I know it'll grow, because we love talking about food, don't we? I mean, we love it. Okay. And recipes, we love it. Okay. So I really want you to remember, eat more broccoli. You don't like broccoli, forget broccoli. I don't want this to be a diet. You love Swiss chard. Okay, I'm going to get to Choices. It's on sale now, you know? And, you know, so just wash it, cut it up, and then just wait at least an hour. Okay. So if you do your vegetables once or twice a week, it's already done, you know, and they'll be washed and ready to go. Here is your best seed for the blood sugar: pumpkin and pumpkin seeds. So the last call before this, I gave you guys a recipe on pumpkin pie. What a hit. I made it a week ago, and even somebody ate it who said they hate pumpkin and they loved it. So Cynthia was talking to me, and she was telling about this pumpkin survey she makes, and then this pumpkin she puts in her yogurt. That's a coffee chat talk. Okay, I don't have time to talk about it in the webinars, because this is going to be a filled call. And so, you know, I just think that this is so important for people to know, because pumpkin helps everything from lowering your blood sugar. It's yummy, but when you get a pumpkin pie, it's full of sugar, which makes your blood sugar rise. So that recipe has no sugar, zippity-doo-dah day. It is delicious. It took me 10 minutes to make. I kid you not. And I made a batch like this, okay? And I threw some yogurt on top and pumpkin seeds. People, what a rave. I'm telling you, people just went, and there's like 5 ingredients. That's the kind of recipes I want to give in the coffee chat. You know, easy, simple things. So pumpkin and pumpkin seeds. Why does it work? It's because it is so high in antioxidants. Anything orange is really good for the skin, great for your blood sugar. Anything brightly colored, but especially orange, it is extremely good, like carrots and squashes. Excellent for blood sugar. It's high in fiber, so that's going to keep your blood sugar balanced, right? Like if you go on a keto diet, and each to their own, I really mean this. I don't care if you're a vegetarian. I don't care if you're a meat eater. What I care about is it's a lifestyle. It's not counting points. It's not counting calories. It's eating live food that are yummy. You eat the foods that you love and love you back. I'd love to get a bumper sticker that says that. You eat the foods you love and love you back. Okay? You do that, your weight is off. Your blood sugar is going to be steady. You're going to be happier, healthier. The brain fog goes. So, pumpkin is traditionally a diabetic remedy. Think about this. In many countries like Mexico and Iran, they actually use it. By the way, pumpkin and cinnamon in India, their diabetic risk is so low, it's ridiculous, because they put cinnamon on everything and they eat a lot of pumpkin, and this is a remedy in that country. Isn't that amazing? That's if you went to a natural path, he'll tell you to start eating more pumpkin. Let's say you don't like pumpkin. Okay, acorn squash, any kind of squash. Okay, what's another squash?
A bird.
Oh, I love that. Yes. And it's delicious with a bit of cinnamon. Put a little bit of butter on it. You are in heaven. It is like a dessert, you know? So pumpkin is used as a remedy in those countries. Think about this, you guys. A study found that eating just 2 ounces of pumpkin seeds reduces blood sugar by 35%. If there was a drug out there that did that, people would be lined up for it. Food is a drug. It can be a good drug. It can be a bad drug. And we're going to make it a good drug. Now, the thing is, with pumpkins, most of them have a lot of salt. So get some that are unsalted or have, like, say, 40% salted and 60% unsalted. Put them in a bag, okay? But pumpkins are great for blood sugar. This is probably number 1, numeral, nuts. In a study with type 2 diabetes, consuming both peanuts and almonds throughout the day as part of a low-carb diet reduced fasting and post-meal blood sugar levels. So, I'm not a peanut fan, but I love almonds. And they've done studies. But if you like peanuts, fine, okay? Just make them unsalted. And the almonds should be raw, okay? And Dandy is a great brand. But again, to talk more about brands and food, Cathy's Coffee Chat, be there. Okay? Because I want to show you, like, I just find people love to see things and talk about, like, when Cynthia was telling me about her yogurt and her pumpkin deal that she makes up. Oh, and Bev gave me this great recipe. Mushrooms. I didn't even have time to put them in the thing. Mushrooms keep your blood sugar so balanced. This is how hard her little recipe was. Just little pan fry, cut up the mushrooms, put a little bit of Bragg's, a little bit of olive oil, toss it, done. Okay? People who eat mushrooms on a daily basis, or at least a couple of times a week, their blood sugar is so balanced, they get high protein, okay? And they're yummy. But you need a little, I like them even raw. And when I have, like, raw mushrooms with my hummus, I'm so much fuller. But most people like them cooked. And actually, to get the nutrients out of them, cooked is better. But for if you're hungry, raw is better. So it's interesting. Okay. By the way, all proteins lower your blood sugar. So peanuts, nuts, almonds, but almonds, in the study that they did, people who ate almonds daily lost more weight than other people. They ate the same amount of calories. The only difference was one group ate almonds and the other group didn't. You know, so almonds are really good for weight releasing. This one is so good for diabetes, for blood sugar, and for the female hormones. The next one, probably the most important food for the female hormones. What is it? Flaxseed. Flaxseed. In an 8-week study, and again, I took the diabetic study because if it works on them, it'll work on anybody. With type 2 diabetes, those who consume 7 ounces of 2.5 fat, by the way, the higher fat for yogurt, the better. Red meat is high saturated fat. That can cause heart disease, stroke. High fat yogurt actually lowers your risk of heart disease and other complications. Okay. Actually, your bones get the calcium from them. Okay. If you don't have fat in your yogurt, you're whistling Dixie. Just might as well forget it. Okay. Fat-free yogurt is, forget it, for health. If you're wanting health and your bones to be stronger and even affects your skin, your blood sugar will be affected in the positive way with saturated dairy. A little bit of butter, okay, some cheese, yogurt, yay. And Cathy's coffee chat, I'm going to be telling you about the #1 yogurt to eat, but I'm zipping it no more. Okay. Okay, so they did a study. They had 2.5 fat in the yogurt and 1 ounce of flax seeds. So when I make my yogurt, okay, I throw the hemp seeds on top. I got the flax seeds and then a little bit of chia. It's like a pudding, okay? And I cut up, and guess what I cut up and throw in there? Almonds. Okay. Yeah, so you get the crunch because we like that crunch. And so, and then of course the blueberries, throw them in there, right? So you want easy, fast things, but they did this and it reduced the HbA1c. That's a marker of long-term blood sugar regulation compared to those who just consumed plain fat-free yogurt. That's pretty high, you know, and that marker lasts for 2 weeks in your body, keeps your blood sugar balanced. So that is very effective to remember to do, is to have the fat in the yogurt. This is something I have at least one a day. At least one a day. What is it? Eggs. Eggs. A study of overweight adults, of overweight or obese, and these people were not only overweight, they were either pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetes. Showed that eating 1 large egg per day significantly, 4.4. That's huge, you guys. Really, if you could just get a blood glucose monitor, and I'm saying just use it for a week, okay? I don't sell them, but you can get them for a week, you know, and it just tells you, because you might be surprised, certain foods you may be eating that you think is healthy, but it raises the blood sugar. I was talking to this girl and she said to me, I don't know if they work. And I said, oh, why is that? It always doesn't work when you don't like what you see, you know. And she goes, oh, I had it on and I had some watermelon and that number went right through the roof. Watermelon is one of the highest glycemic fruits you can eat, okay? She didn't want to hear about it. She took it off and threw it away. So like to me, you can live in denial. I did it at 326. I swear to God, when I got on the scale that day at my doctor's office, and I hadn't been on a scale in ages, you could have put me on a truth, one of those truth things that tells you if you're lying. And you would have said, how much do you weigh, Cathi? And I would have said, oh, I don't know, around 225, 326. I was only 100 off. We always are in denial. And I kid you not, I was just like, I knew I was fat, but not obese. And guess what? So many people are pre-diabetic and they don't even know it. Or they're having blood sugar problems and they don't even know it. They just think they're off that day, or I didn't sleep good. Those are all signs that your blood sugar is not balanced. So I have to tell you, eggs will help with that, okay? But it's a whole scenario of things. So what's next on the eggs? And this probably I have 3 times a week. What kind of, just a second, 4.4 resting blood sugar improvement in insulin sensitivity, then with an egg substitute. So again, it doesn't have the yolk, okay? So an egg substitute, if you have to, you have to. But it really is not going to be effective because it's really not, again, real food. It's been made in a factory. It's got just the white and there's no nutritional value. That's great if you're making a lemon meringue pie and you got to have a meringue, right? But it's fluff. It really is. The yolk you want. You want the yolk because that's where the nutrients is and the fat. Mother Nature knew what she was doing. Mother Nature didn't make an egg that doesn't have a yolk. But we got so afraid of fat, we said, oh, we got to take the yolk out. And I'm going to have a fat, what do you call it? A white omelet. You want no taste, have a white omelet. There's no taste. The yolk is the yummy, yummy. Okay, we want yummy, yummy. Okay, next. This one, I want you to pair it with cinnamon. What am I talking about? Apples. Apples and cinnamon. There should be another line there. A study of women. And by the way, most studies are done on men, and men's metabolism is better than a woman's. So I try to get diabetics and I try to get women's studies because that's my clientele. Plus, if it works on them, it'll work on anybody. Okay. They found that eating apples, by the way, pears also, 30 minutes before a rice meal, because rice, it raises your blood sugar, right? You can't have a little bit of rice. It's almost impossible. So they had them have an apple before the rice. It significantly reduced the blood sugar compared with eating the rice alone. Sprinkle some cinnamon for extra blood sugar benefits. A doctor, John Anderson, proved that cinnamon, and I've been talking about cinnamon since the 1980s. When I was on the shopping channel, I talked about cinnamon. Nobody even heard about it. They were like, what is she talking about? Sprinkle it on everything, okay, especially fruit. So I love those little mandarins, but they can be a little bit higher on the glycemic index than an orange. So when I have an orange, I actually take a potato peeler to it. So I keep the membrane, okay? Because the membrane, the white part, is high in fiber and it'll help bring down the glycemic load. Then what I do is I cut it up and I sprinkle cinnamon all over it. I mean, it looks brown, okay? You can't even see the orange anymore, okay? And I am telling you, it's delicious. Costco has one of the best organic cinnamon out there, and Watkins is pretty good, but I have to say Costco's blows it out of the ocean. So any questions on apples or cinnamon? Okay.
Which cinnamon is the best?
Ceylon.
Ceylon?
Yeah. So that's why I was saying Costco's is. So it's, and I mean, it's cheap. Do you go to Costco, Lucia? Oh, good. Yay. Okay, I should have stock in it because I tell you, I am recommended. Okay, this one may be surprising. Almost everybody likes it. Almost everybody. Shrimp. You know those nice big shrimp cocktails. Oh my God. I had so many of that. Every time I went to a Christmas party, I bought the big shrimp ring. You know, I had a party, I had the big shrimp ring because almost everybody loves them, right? The Heart Association recommends eating fish twice a week. 3 times would even be better, okay? But at least twice, okay? It lowers your risk of heart disease and stroke, and it also lowers high blood sugar. You see, high blood sugar is what would you call it? Telltale sign that, do you know that 10 years before you have the stroke or the heart attack, the blood sugar was rampant in your body? Your body was trying to tell you, hey, hello, slow down, okay? And you ignore it. And you just think, oh, I didn't get good sleep, or, you know, I'm under stress and I'll just weigh through it. But if you start listening to your body and being serious about blood sugar, say bye-bye heart disease, bye-bye stroke, even Alzheimer. High glucose is, they call it the second diabetes, because Alzheimer is one of the factors that can happen if you don't take care. I mean, people who don't take care of their sugar, the wounds don't heal. They may have to get toes amputated. There's a fellow in here. I live in a condominium complex, Lucia, and he got a leg amputated. He's slender, but he was diabetic and he ignored, you know. So we can't ignore the things. And so let's get these little tattletale signs and let's start taking our blood sugar serious. Your best high protein options, the best that will help your blood sugar and your brain, is the omega-3 rich fish. But any fish is good, okay? But the omega-3 rich fish like salmon, sardines, and tuna are your best. Also, mackerel would be in there. So the omega-3 is your best.
I'm lost.
I just talked about shrimp, and then it has other high protein options include omega-3 rich fish like salmon, sardines, and tuna.
Oh, so we missed a bunch?
We were on shrimp, weren't we?
Yeah, but after the apples and cinnamon, there was a blank and said blank seeds.
Apples and cinnamon. Yeah, shrimp on my page.
On this one, it goes from the apples and cinnamon, and then it goes blank seeds, and then a blank and a study of eating 2 cups.
Oh, the blank seeds are chia seeds. She put them in the wrong order on my list then. But so the shrimp, there should be a line there that says other high protein options are omega-3 rich fish like salmon, sardines, and tuna.
Okay.
So I'll go back to the seeds one. She put it in a different order. But right now, the one I'm on is olive oil. And now right below that, it says 29 studies prove olive oil.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's after your shrimp one, but that's there's a in between. So we're good.
Okay, so olive oil. Also avocado and walnut oil would be good. Okay. 29 studies, though, prove that olive oil is excellent for balancing your blood sugar, even in diabetics. And it lowered levels of A1C, which is really important. What's best for weight releasing? 2 to 3 tablespoons a day. How many people, just with a show of hands, eat, you know, like when you have your salad, you put the low-calorie salad dressing? Oh, good girl.
I
Okay.
don't, because it's got lots of extra sugar in it.
It's not even the sugar. Okay. The sugar is the last of your problems. It's got a seed oil in it that is so toxic, your body cannot release it. When we eat seed oils that are in the low-fat dressings or any dressing, that when you put it in the fridge and you take it out of the fridge and all you have to do is squeeze it out, that's got a seed oil in it that is so toxic, it cannot be removed from your body.
You mean ever?
Never. It would take, well, the last study they did on it, 20 years, there were still traces of it. They're now talking finally about plastic bottles with water in it and how long it stays in the body. So maybe after 20 years, it is removed. What damage has that done in the bloodstream? Go to olive oil, go to avocado oil, go to coconut oil, walnut oil, excellent. Okay, but the seed oil they use in the low-fat dressing is so dangerous. Any dressing that is on the market that you can put in the fridge and you take it out and it's liquid, not too great. Okay, that's not a fat. It's not real. Okay, it is commercially made. It's cheap, it's a filler, and it's toxic in the body. So if there's only one thing you get from today, it's get off them. Okay. So next on my page is black beans. Beans sometimes get a bad reputation because they're rich in carbohydrates, but they're so rich in fiber and protein. They keep you full and feeling satisfied longer. A cup of black beans. Think about this. 1 cup of black beans has more than 14 grams of protein. 14 grams of protein. And here's the real big one. Or even over that, 16 grams of fiber. 1/6. Think about this, you guys. Only 5% of the population eat the recommended amount of fiber daily. 5%. And I know I'm one of them. So I eat beans almost every day. I make at least 2 big batches of soup. You guys have the Instapot?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. And I was late to the parade. I fought it all the way. Okay. Cynthia would talk about her Instapot like it was God that came down and, was now gracing her. And
when are you buying your air fryer next?
But the Instapot, I went big deal. I have a Salad Master. These are waterless pots and pans. They are amazing. Want to know the only reason I got the Instapot? There was only one reason. And it wasn't because it made it instant. Okay. No, because I put a pot on. When it comes down to, like I have the pans that go like this, I turn it down to 1 and I leave the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to watch it. What do I care if it took 3 hours instead of 30 minutes? Here's why. It gets rid of a chemical in the bean, because there is a doctor out there that's actually telling people to stay away from beans. Okay. It's his whole shtick. Okay. Stay away from beans, whatever you do. And so do the keto diet people say that. Okay. There is an enzyme in beans that is very, very, especially for certain people, causes an incredible amount of gas and bloating. Okay. And little Jules will have some beans and she'll look 3 months pregnant. Am I right, Jules? Because there's an enzyme that most of us lack, as it could have been whatever reason we lack it. Doesn't matter. Okay. But the Instapot, the reason I got it is it takes care of that. by at least 90%. So that's what really excited me, because I don't get a lot of gas when I eat beans because I've eaten them for so many years. Okay. But still, that enzyme is in my body. And when I found out that, and the pressure cooker reduces that. So pressure cooker is great, but now Instapots, they're cheap now, because everybody's selling theirs because they never use it. Go on Facebook Marketplace and you'll get one for 50, 60 bucks. I can guarantee it, So, but eat your beans. And if the reason, like my sweetie couldn't eat beans because he just would get too much gas, now he can. So black beans are your best, but any beans are good. Okay. But black bean, you can't beat it. Okay.
How many grams was that of protein they provide?
14 and
14
16
and
fiber.
16.
So they're high in soluble fiber and they're a resistant starch. So that's what I'm into, eating foods that I love and love me back. So resistant starch lowers the glycemic index even more, and it makes you feel fuller longer, and it helps the gut. The more your gut is healthy, the more you'll be healthy. So resistant starch does that. It helps the digestion, and it even improves blood sugar response. So a study of women demonstrated adding black beans or chickpeas to a rice meal. Again, they did this with diabetics and they had them eat rice, which is like, it's sugar, okay? They had them eat the black beans or chickpeas. The black beans were the best, by the way, the chickpeas were second. It significantly reduced their blood sugar levels compared with eating rice alone. You had a question, Cynthia?
Okay. Doing the black beans from scratch in the Instant Pot will help reduce that enzyme. What about when you use just the canned, ready-to-eat beans, like you rinse them off and use them, like I toss them in my salad? So I'm just
fine,
buying
but
the canned one. So is it the same?
No, because it's been prepared their way, so it's going to be.
So
I mean, it probably would help it somewhat if you made the soup in the Instapot.
Okay.
It's going to help it. So still though, canned has its chickpeas. I always get them canned, but you have to really rinse them. Really, really rinse them. Okay. If you have an Instapot, I would still say put it in it because it's going to help it, but it wouldn't be as great, but it would be second. And rinse it with hot water first, then cold, cold, cold. Okay. Next, because we're gonna be about half an hour late. Okay. Kimchi and sauerkraut. Kimchi and sauerkraut. Remember, I was saying a healthy gut is a healthy blood sugar. A 2021 review showed that probiotic foods had a notable effect on blood sugar regulation in people with type 2 diabetes. So that is amazing. I always have at least one prebiotic food a day, whether it's sauerkraut or it's kimchi or it's kefir or yogurt, okay? But yogurt has very little unless you get the kind that I'm going to talk about in the coffee chat room, okay? Next is the chia seeds. This is the one that you had seen, and what's the seed there? A 2020 review of 17 animal studies concluded that chia seeds help improve insulin sensitivity and blood sugar regulation and potentially reduce disease risk, including type 2 diabetes. So chia seeds, have at least a tablespoon a day. So I make this batch. I've got a little jar, and what's in the jar? Hemp seed, chia seeds, flax seeds, already grounded. And I have it all mixed up, and I just sprinkle it on my yogurt. Okay. You make shakes? Any of you make shakes? No? Okay. So there's a way you can throw a good tablespoon in there. Okay. It's great on yogurt. You can even just put it on berries, like just like sprinkle some on, you know. Berries. Next. A 2019 study found that eating 2 cups of red raspberries, raspberries were your best, by the way. All berries are great, but raspberry was the best. With a high carb meal, significantly reduced post-meal insulin and blood sugar in adults who were diabetic, compared with the other group who ate the meal but didn't have those 2 cups of red raspberries. So again, Costco to the rescue. You can get a great big bag of frozen, and I throw it in my shake. I throw it in my yogurt, and they're so tarty. Anything that gives you a bit of a tart taste, the blood sugar loves that. Okay. What's the next best ones? Studies have shown that blackberries, strawberries, and blueberries, those in that order. Okay, so red raspberries your best, then blackberries, strawberries, and blueberries benefit blood sugar. Costco, again, you can get a huge bag of organic. And listen, I pay the same amount of groceries as you guys do, but when you buy berries, only get organic or don't get them. Because anything that doesn't have a peel on it, they spray those with so many chemicals. It's really not great. I'd rather you just stayed away from the berry and had a good apple or a pear or a kiwi or a plum, you know what I'm saying, than having berries that are not organic. This is your best food. Probably number 2 on the list for blood sugar. Avocados. Avocados. So many studies have found that avocados reduce blood sugar levels and protect against the development of metabolic syndrome through fat loss. They had people eat 1 avocado, okay, a day. They lost belly fat than the other group who was eating the same amount of calories, but they didn't have the avocado. Wow. I mean, you can eat yourself to slimness. Eat food you love and love you back. And I'll tell you, when I have a shake and I put a handful of avocado in there, I am so satisfied. I could care less about eating, you know? So avocados are excellent in eggs. They are so yummy in a scrambled egg or an omelet. Okay. They're great in tomato. If I make a spaghetti, okay, and I have squash, and how many are you love your pasta, noodles? Okay. So what I recommend is either check out, they have chickpea noodles. I don't know if you've ever tried that, Judy, or okay. So they are low on the glycemic index. Now, if you don't like them, have you tried them, Lucia? Okay. I found they were fine. You just cannot cook them very long because it's not a gluten, right? And so chickpea is really chickpea noodles. You can get that at Costco, by the way. Again, I have no stock in Costco, but they are cheap there. And they have a lentil one too. I like the chickpea better, but just watch it and you don't overcook it. But you take the tomato sauce, okay? And you can get canned tomato sauce, throw your own onions in and red peppers and mushrooms, okay? And put some avocado on top. Oh my God, it is so good because when you eat a starch, you've got to have some fat with it and some protein, okay? So the avocado would be your fat. And of course, you can put a little olive oil in it, okay? And, you know, whatever protein choice you like. But if you eat just, you know, your noodles and your tomato paste, you won't stop eating. You just, and you know what I do? I get a spaghetti squash and I throw that in there, okay? Or acorn squash or butternut squash. It is delicious with tomato and avocado. It is yummy. And then throw your noodles in too. So you get a little bit of everything. Okay. And it fills you up. You know, your plate looks like a big bowl rather than this little thing of carbs that you're not going to be satisfied. But avocado is so important for metabolic syndrome because when you're overweight, you have metabolic syndrome, okay, which is one of the worst things for chronic disease. We do not want that. Last and far from least is kefir and yogurt. Kefir is about 100 times better than yogurt, but they did an 8-week study, 60 people with type 2 diabetes, and they had them drink 20 ounces of kefir per day. It significantly reduced their blood sugar and the HbA1c. Okay. It so lowered it, the kefir, that they thought they were on medication. They had to read the results twice. It was so effective. Yogurt lowers the risk of type 2 diabetes. In a 2022 study of 40, they did 42 studies of people who daily had yogurt. It was associated with a 7% decrease in type 2 diabetes risk. So 7%, that's pretty good, you know, for a food. So I had said to you earlier, the saturated fat that's found in red meat, yes, it is hard on the bloodstream. It is hard. It will raise your cholesterol. Now, if it's grass-fed and organic, great, good for you. But most people can't afford that, right? But we can all afford a good fat yogurt, a little butter, a little good cheese, okay? Those lower your risk. Think about that. High-fat dairy will lower your risk of heart disease, stroke, and of course, blood sugar problems. So I was asking you guys, I'm going to really tell you them quick, that there's 6 points I'd like you to just write down. And I'd like you to do 1 to 3 of these 6 points. And I'm asking you to write it because the subconscious mind gets it much deeper than even typing it. There is a difference, okay? Get an old-fashioned, it's called a pen, a piece of paper. It's kind of, it's revolutionary. Oh, good girl, you are my sister. Okay, now I want you to write. Number 1, eat balanced meals. Eat balanced meals. So what's that mean? Your plate should, half that plate should be your favorite veggies. I don't care if it's broccoli, carrots, Swiss chard, whatever. Then the other half should be protein and a fat and a small carb. But you have to have protein at every meal and a good fat. Okay, so that can be, remember, 2 tablespoons to 3 of EVOO. So that could be the salad. Yep. I know Bev makes great dressings and she uses olive oil, apple cider vinegar, or just normal vinegar or lemon. You can, and some spices. Spices count too. You should be eating 30 plants a week. Okay. But guess what? My yogurt, little bowl of yogurt, I've got 8 in there. I've got the hemp, I've got the flax, I've got the, what's the other one?
Chia.
Chia, thank you. Okay, there's 3. I've got the yogurt, I've got avocado, a little pick of avocado. I've got almonds and blueberries. 7 right there. Not hard. Okay, so eat balanced meals. Number 2, this one is a killer, you guys. Avoid sugary drinks. Avoid sugary drinks. And this also put in brackets artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners raise the blood sugar as high as sugar. Okay? I used to be addicted to them. I really mean it. I have to tell you guys, I was addicted. I used to drink 2 of those diet, big gulps, because I was on the road. And so I would just like, You know, it's like doing cocaine, okay? It is so bad for you guys, okay? Artificial sweeteners raise the blood sugar as high as sugar. So, what do I put in my yogurt when I have plain yogurt? I do put stevia. Stevia is fine, it's an herb, or monk fruit, okay? Those are your two best sweeteners, but not those yellow packets, okay?
No, no.
No. Was that you, Bev?
Yeah. No, no, no.
I feel like it was God talking to us. Yeah, no, no, no. Okay. Okay. So what should we drink? Water, unsweetened teas. Okay. Tea is excellent for the blood sugar. And black coffee. Black coffee's fine if you have to put a little bit of, cream in it or almond milk. That's fine. Okay. But not if it's hot and it's a liquid and there's sugar or artificial sweetener, that goes through your bloodstream. It's like cocaine.
Yeah.
You know, I love when you're talking, all I see is the black light on. But anyways, do you know that they had rats and the rats had the choice of cocaine or sugary drinks and artificial drinks? And guess where the rats went? The sugary drinks or the artificial drinks. They like that better than the cocaine.
Oh, God.
I mean, what's that tell you? You know? So sugary drinks, nix it. Okay. Next is consume your carbs last. Consume your carbs last. So on this plan, I still believe in carbs. I just gave you a whole list. Okay. Like, I don't know how many's on there. I'm guessing about 25, 30. Okay. But have your carb last. Okay. So if you're having your baked potato, you do it resistant starch. Okay. Or you're having your noodles. We talked about that. Okay. You have it with a fat or have the chickpea would be a better choice. Okay. If you're having the rice, of course, wild rice is going to be better. It's not even a rice, by the way, it's a grass. A brown rice would be better. Okay. But rice is high glycemic. So I'd rather you did a resistant starch like the potato. Sweet potato would be better choice. Squashes are your best. Acorn, butternut, we talked about some of them. But you consume your carb last. So you have your protein, you have your fat on your salad, right? You're eating your avocado or your all olive oil, right? But consume the carb last. Next one, add cinnamon. Add cinnamon. I don't care where you add it. Add it. By the way, believe it or not, it's nice on chicken. It's really quite nice on chicken. But all fruit, it should be on your fruit. Add chicken. So eat balanced meals, avoid sugary drinks, consume carbs last, add cinnamon, exercise. I don't care if it's going for a walk. Doing weights is even better. Okay. Do some sort of even 5 minutes a day. Okay. I'd rather you did 30, but start with 5 and then work up to 30. Last and far from least, manage stress because stress will raise your blood sugar like rocket science. It will just harm your health more than anything else. The next call, I'm going to give you 5 easy ways to manage your stress. And these take less than 3 to 5 minutes in the next call. Okay. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to pick 1 to 3. I want you to check off 1 to 3 easy ones, easy, that you can do. And I want you to tell me about your experience in the next call, because I promise you, you will feel a difference. 1 to 3. Everybody got it? You're going to check off yours. If you hate exercise, oh, I can't do that one, Cathi. Don't check it off. But I'd like you to start at 5 minutes, just 5 minutes a day doing something. Okay. Add cinnamon. Yeah, I love apples. I'm going to add cinnamon on that. Okay. 1 to 3 things. That's all you have to commit to. The next call, we'll talk about that. Okay. But I'm also going to tell you 5 easy ways to manage stress. So that takes me to the next call. So I want to show you guys, this is my passion. This is my favorite thing in the world to do, to talk about weight releasing without going on a diet. I do not believe in counting calories. I don't believe in counting points. I don't believe in any of that bunk. I believe in what I just said to you guys, only all different ways to do it. Okay, all different ways. So what I would like to show you is the weight loss series, okay? Because this is a brand new series. And the series is done in different weeks. So week number 1 is what we were just talking about. 7 signs your blood sugar's out of whack and what to do about it. We record the calls and we send them out even afterwards, because you can tell there's a lot of information packed in this, right?
Yes.
I want that. I want that it's packed so you read it over again and you highlight and you put a check mark. Now, next week is probably the most fun week, okay? What is it all about? It's the newest studies they've done on foods and drinks that bust belly fat. Stats show that 92% of people, 92% of people fail to keep their New Year's resolutions. 80% of us have already failed by February 15th. Okay. So 80%, and then at the end of the year, 92 have failed. Don't be a part of that stat. These are easy, delicious foods and drinks that will make your 2024 the healthiest ever. So that one is next Wednesday. Then 2 weeks' time, this one is the most important call out of all the 4 calls. Number 1 food that Harvard proved that when you eat this, you're less likely to die of cancer, heart disease, and stroke. It is not a vegetable. It is delicious. And on top of that, you're going to learn how to reduce insulin resistance. Newsflash, 82% of people are insulin resistant, and they don't even know it. So discover how to not, and by the way, here's the great news. You can reduce and even reverse and get rid of insulin resistance within 3 weeks. And that's what that call is all about. And the food that is yummy, 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 yummy. So that's in January 31st. And there's so much information in that. Then last, because remember I said to you guys, a healthy gut is a healthy body. This is 10 of the newest ways to strengthen your gut microbiome. These little mood elevators, that's what the microbiome is, by the way. The Chinese call it the second brain, okay? They work around the clock producing happy chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. So this not only will help your attitude, but it prevents overeating and bloatiness, gas, all of those things. So that is the series, okay? And that is the best Valentine gift you could give yourself.
Okay.
Now, this is 3 different ways to join, because I want to make this attainable for everybody. Everybody. And this is the way to do it. You decide which one would work for you. The first one I called the whole meal deal and apples because we want to eat more apples. Okay. And appies. Sorry, I thought it said apples. These all 4 classes and recordings you get sent to you. You get a 30-minute one-on-one consultation with moi. And because Cynthia has a different reason. She has a weight problem than Bev. And Bev has a different reason than Lucia. So we all have different things we need help with, different triggers. And so that's what we'll go through in that call. Then you're going to get really easy, delicious recipes. And I'm not kidding. My recipes are 3 to 5 things in a pot, and you've got a meal. Along with it, 4 special reports. And these reports, I could do a class on each one of them. So it's like you're getting 8 classes instead of 4, because the reports you get sent to you and you can digest it. Okay. And it's all on health and longevity. And of course, all of the questions and answers emailed. That is regularly $225, and the whole meal deal for 24 hours is $79.95. Because I think when you hear about this, you go, yeah, this is for me or not. And so that's why I do it for 24 hours. Now, we have a second option. The second option is you get all 4 calls and the classes and everything sent to you. So if there's one date that you're working or you've got a doctor's appointment or it's fine. You get the recording. You get a 15-minute one-on-one consultation with me, okay? And we'll get to help for you. And you get 2 special reports rather than the 4. So you get 2 extra classes, that's 6, plus the Q&A. And that is regular $99 and it's $49.95. So you either go for the whole meal deal or the $49.95. And if you're really strapped, then the third option is the no excuse offer. And this one, anybody can do it. I don't care. If you go to Starbucks, you pay this, okay? You get all 4 classes and the recordings for $25. So you have 3 choices, just the 4 classes, the 2 extra classes, because it's a report sent to you, plus a 15-minute consultation, and the creme de la creme. Cynthia has lost over 100 pounds. Bev has done fabulous. They've been with me for years. They always do the whole meal deal. I am not kidding you guys. I have 2 other people who didn't even make the call, and I send them the calls and the special. Carol, who lives in Ontario, different time zone, and Maria. And so we just send them it and they do the whole meal deal. But it's got to work for you. So you have 3 different choices: the whole meal deal, the second option, which is the 15-minute rather than the 30, 2 special reports, and the 4 classes. Anybody have a question? No such thing as a silly question, or just the 4 calls. And all the calls are recorded. So if you can't make it, we send it. Okay. But I can tell you that what I give you is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. You're never told to count protein or fat or carbs. Yes, you are told about the best carbs that will keep your blood sugar balanced. But deeper than that, we talk about this because this is what feeds us. This and this. You know, if you've had a hard day, I used to see myself walk into the house and I'd have my briefcase in one hand and my purse in the other, and I'd open up the fridge and I'd throw them down and go like this, you know? And now I've had ups, I've had downs, but I no longer run to food. And that's what I want to offer you, okay, is real things that you can do that will help manage your stress. The next call, I'm going to tell you 5 different ways. 5 to 15 minutes a day will change your life. 5 different ways. So that's what I love about the calls is I don't just tell you one thing. I give you pick the ones, you know, like I said to you on those 6 things, you pick the 3 you like, you know. Bev, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, it's just when you were talking about cinnamon, I used to carry, when I was living in Montreal, I carried in my purse a thing of cinnamon and one of hot peppers, always,
Yeah,
because I use them all the time. I just always put them on everything.
yeah. It really, and so you make it like a lifestyle, like she was saying. I used to have a little one that I would even just keep in my purse, one of those. But I'll tell you, Cynthia said something to me the other day that really touched me. And Cynthia, just tell them what you had said that your friend said.
Oh, my one girlfriend loves that I'm on the Zoom calls. She says they've made such a positive impact, and she said that I'm an inspiration to her, listening to her. And whenever it's been a Zoom call day and I talk to her afterwards, she says I always sound like I'm super energized from being with because you're with like-minded people and you have that positivity and that. So
Yeah, you get that positive reinforcement.
charges, yeah.
Yeah, it's really true. What were you going to say?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, honey, I can.
I finally found the unmute button. So I'll know for next week. I mean, next session.
Oh, great. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. And that's what people love. I think, Lucia, is you can give your 2 cents or you can ask a question, or I had one of them down wrong on the page. It's not about being perfect. It's about, I think, support, number one, having fun, but making it a lifestyle. And like Cynthia and Bev said, it's with people who support you, and they've been there. They've been like what I said about being in the fridge and my purse in one hand and my briefcase in the other and being like this, and diets don't work. What does work is feeding this and this. So I can't get into all the things we talk about, Lucia, but it's not just about the food. It's also about the emotional eating and having help for stress and just things like that. I think, if a friend says to you, geez, I love it when you're on those calls, I can tell a difference in your attitude. Wow. And her husband even noticed. I hate to say even, but sometimes, and maybe they notice, but they just don't mention it. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of notice it, but they don't mention it. And like Cynthia's lost over 100 pounds. Bev's gone through ups and downs, and her blood pressure, whenever she used to go to the doctor, was always high, and now it's perfect. So this is about health, and it's about happiness. And it's about releasing weight in a lifestyle, not in a high protein or low fat or low carb. It's loving yourself to slimness. It's eating food that you love and love you back. So if you resonate to that, I would just love to see you guys in the calls because you deserve it. At the end of the day, we deserve it. Any questions? No such thing as a silly question.
No.
Great. So it'll be next Wednesday. What area of town do you live in, Lucia?
I live in Coquitlam, British Columbia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you, just out of curiosity, because it always interests me, how did you hear about it? Like, did you have the Oxy lift years ago, or did you take one of my seminars?
Yeah, I took one of your seminars and bought everything, the Oxy and all that. So and I've been seeing your seminars here, but I haven't had an opportunity to join, and so today I did. So
Yay.
anyway, so yes, I'll have to evaluate all of this and maybe have questions. We'll have questions next time.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what it's all about. The next call will be next Wednesday, and when you sign up, you have a choice of 3 different ways. Whatever works for you, it doesn't matter to me. I just want you to do it for yourself because I know it works. And oh, by the way, it's money back guarantee. I even forgot to mention that. Okay. The seminar that you had, can you imagine the privacy of your home, you can get the seminar.
Mhm.
That's what the webinars are. Okay. Only they're always different. Each one is different. And the special report you get is like a seminar. It's like another seminar, and it's, I just think an easy way to change your lifestyle. Information is important, but more importantly than that, like Cynthia said, being with like-minded people. You can read stuff on the internet or you can get a book. It's not the same. It's not the same, and we're emotional. Women are emotional. I know that sounds sexist, but it's true. And guess what? I love that. Okay. I love that we're emotional and we need help. And, Cynthia, how much weight have you released?
190 pounds now.
Wow. Good for you.
So she even beat me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. But more importantly, somebody like Jules, who is slender, but maybe she wants more energy, or maybe she wants, better digestion. Okay. So I'm not kidding. There's another lady, Carol. She's slimmer than me. She's been with me for over 3 years because it's about whatever you focus on grows. Whatever you focus on grows. And that's what the classes do. It gets you focused in eating food you love and love you back. So you guys wrote down your 6 things. Next week, I want you to tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? What worked great? What, I could shave that a bit. I could work on that a bit. But you pick 1 to 3. Okay? And next week, we're going to talk about your wins and how to maybe go to that next level, okay, of health. Health is what I'm about, okay? Yes. So I see you're an animal lover too.
Who's that, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 dogs.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sweet. We changed the name of the Facebook group from, Cathy's Coffee got changed.
But I have all the symptoms that you had mentioned in the very beginning, the fog and all that. So I know I need to get in a better meal program.
Okay, great. Yeah. So when we do the consultation with you, I'm even going to, and I like that when you tell me ahead of time what you'd like to work on, okay? Yes. So I'm going to give you some easy, simple meals and recipes, okay? Is the thing here, okay? Because we want to get that blood sugar nipped right now, okay? So smart that you see those signs, because a lot of people just go through them and go, no, I don't have that problem. Denial got me to 326. So yes. I swam in that river for a long time. I know what it's like. So good for you that you saw that. And now we're going to go to the next level, okay? You're going to check off 1 to 3 of these things. And then next week, you're going to tell me, how you're doing. Okay. Okay. And by the way, you guys, within 48 hours, you'll get a recording of this call because it is a lot of information. So listen to the call again. But if you want to change your life, if you want better health and just a natural way of doing it, that's what this is all about. Okay. So I'm sending you guys big loves. Okay. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
Thank you back.
Thank you for being with us. I look forward to seeing you next week. And thank you, Cynthia, and thank you, Jules, because I know Jules can't always make the calls because she's a little worker bee. You look fabulous, by the way, girl.
Yeah, she does.
So
and she always has that little smile.
I know. She's a sweetie. She's a sweetie. And Bev, I think the world of you. And Judy, thank you for making it. Really appreciate it. So I'm sending you guys lots of love. Love yourself to slimness. Give your little hand a kiss today. Okay. Yay. I love that. Okay. It's hard for me to get people to do that one. But I'm sending you guys lots of love and good thoughts. And next Wednesday, be here or be square or round. Okay. Bye-bye. We'll talk next Wednesday.